Hello everyone, here is Jarosław Frączek speaking from PMR. Welcome on the PMR webinar. Our today's topic is online retail market in Poland, and we'll talk about current status, key trends and development prospects. This is one of our field of expertise, so the online retail market as a channel of retail sales. This is why I would like to introduce the topic to you and to say a few words about it, about current situation. The presentation is split into 4 parts. At first, I will give a background to Polish e-commerce when placing it on the map with other European and in particular Central European countries. Secondly, we will focus on e-commerce and e-buyers in Poland. Thirdly, I will introduce a few segments such as food products, cosmetics, clothing and footwear, DIY and furniture, as also consumer electronics, and briefly explain the main trends in those 5 segments. At the end, I would like to focus on the 4 strategies of selected e-commerce stores which now prove to be the most successful. So let's begin with online retail market in Europe. Those data that you see come from internet and this WorldStats site and show the percentage of internet users as a share in the population. Here you can see 2 major issues. Firstly, internet users are more common in developing economies. So we see that in Ukraine there are 34% of internet users, in Russia around 48%, Turkey 46%, Romania 44%. On the other hand, in Germany it's close to 80%, no, it's exactly 83%, and in the UK, for example, it's 80, almost 4%. So double the value compared to either Ukraine or Russia. On the other hand, internet usage can be also connected with the cultural habits. We can see that in southern part of Europe it is far less common to use internet than in the northern part. We see that in the Italy it is around 58%, in Portugal 55%, Spain 67%, Greece 56%, as in France or Germany it's close to 80%, and Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Iceland, they are way above 90%. It is also worth noticing that this north-south factor is more important than the developed factor, as, for example, Slovakia or Czech Republic record both above 70% of internet users, Slovakia even close to 80%, while the southern countries, as mentioned earlier, Italy, Spain, Portugal, are well below those numbers. Moreover, it shows the general trend of internet usage, which will further increase in less wealthy countries when access to the internet and computers will be more common and also less expensive. Poland, with its 65%, is still below the German, Slovak and Czech Republic level, so this also shows that the growth potential to at least the level of close to 80% in the next few years. As to the numbers, when taking into consideration the number of internet users in Europe, Poland is on the 8th position according to the Internet WorldStats. This number is good because of at least several things. First of all, the market is big for not only local players but also regional as well international players. This issue is very important, especially when we compare it with the next slide data. The UK has about a double number of internet users than Poland, but it has almost 4 times greater share of e-buyers. In general, it means that the figure of around 25 million internet users is also good, as it shows plenty of prospective customers, as not all of present internet users have the experience in e-commerce. Moreover, in the near future, this number should further increase according to the north-south trend. On this slide, you can see data from Center of Retail Research and their estimates on online retail market share in total retail. It is visible that this mentioned North-South factor is even strengthened by those numbers. Italy with 1.6 and Spain with 4.1% are way behind the UK, Germany or Norway numbers. The Polish estimate here is very close to our PMR estimates, as according to our data, the internet channel in Poland accounts for 3.7%, so there is a difference of around 0.1 percentage point only of the retail market. Moreover, this number is close to the Spanish rate and is double that of Italy, so two more developed countries compared to Poland. So that's why, in my opinion, this North-South factor is very important, and it shows that Poland, though it seems to be a large internet market nowadays, but it seems to have a very great potential in future, only from those comparison data around Europe. As to our region, so Central Europe, and we take into consideration Poland, Czech Republic, Romania, Hungary, Slovakia, and Bulgaria as the region compared to the Poland and the CE region just. Poland accounts for almost a half of retail sales. This is this pie chart on the left side. The Czech Republic for almost 18%, then the next is Romania, Hungary, Slovakia, and Bulgaria. When taking into consideration e-commerce market value, these are all our estimates. So this is the pie chart on the right. Poland accounts for as much as 59%, the Czech Republic for 20%, and the next is Hungary with 7%. Furthermore, only Poland's and the Czech Republic's shares are bigger in e-commerce than in total retail. Thus, it is visible that those two countries are far more into e-commerce than the rest four. It is also worth noting that Hungary has a greater e-commerce share than Romania, so it's the reverse situation that exists in the total retail market. Okay, so we've just seen the Polish market. We've just seen that the Polish market has a great potential for further growth to this North-South factor as well as the economic development factor. On the other hand, it is a strong local player compared to the other CE countries. Let's have a look at the value of the online retail market in Poland. The e-commerce market in Poland was worth 21 billion zlotys in 2012, according to our estimates. In euro, it's around 5 billion. This number accounts from, as it was mentioned before, 3.7% of the total retail market. Moreover, it's worth noticing that in 2008, the market was worth almost half of the current value. So it increased by about 10 billion zlotys in 4 years. So that's a massive number. On the other hand, the growth rate is also very impressive. According to our estimates, the market will grow by about another 10 billion in the next 3 years. However, the market has the decreasing growth rate. This dynamics in the last years and in the coming year is caused by two factors. The first of them is the maturity of the market, which is slowly becoming saturated and from year to year less competitive to the brick and mortar stores due to smaller differences in pricing. The other factor is the crisis, which even though increases the number of customers choosing this channel due to the low prices, but at the same time affects the consumers who try to increase their savings and generally restrain themselves in shopping. According to our forecast, those dynamics will stabilize in 2015 as the market is going to grow due to two factors. Firstly, due to the improving market condition in Poland and especially consumption, and which is the most important in this aspect. And secondly, in the last 2 years, the e-commerce market witnessed opening e-stores of major players, which will also affect new consumers for the in-market. So, for example, Tesco, lots of indie tech stores, LPP stores, and other, which now are still young and are gathering the customers. And that's why those stores, in our opinion, will be very important key players in next 2 to 3 years. The market consists of 2 major segments in general. We can split it between internet stores and platforms. E-commerce platforms, both business to customers and customer to customers, generate about 55% of e-sales in 2012. The largest player is, of course, Allegro. It generates, according to our estimates, more than 10 billion zlotys and represents more than 90% of all sales, all platform sales. The remaining part, around 8%, is accounted for. It's accounted for by competitive auction websites such as Świstack, Auksiusz, or even eBay, the Polish version, as well as a service for manufacturers, group buying, or classified websites. However, in order to avoid double counting of the sales results, transactions completed via internet stores within e-commerce platforms. So, for example, Ole stores, Elektro.pl, which have thousands of auctions daily, those numbers weren't taken into account as not to make all the numbers double counted. So those numbers are accounted for internet stores rather than on platforms. Internet stores are growing more than dynamically, and they will achieve this 50% of the market share in 2015, according to our forecasts. It especially comes from this fact of the biggest players, which will account on more and more and bigger share in the market. According to the service Sklepy24.pl, monitoring the number of internet stores in Poland, informs that at the end of the last year there were more than 12,000 such stores. So there is a massive number. At the end of this year, the number is going to increase by about 1,000, according to our estimates. What products do the e-buyers purchase? This is our next slide. According to our survey, among 1,000 respondents, clothing and footwear is the most popular with 67% of people who ever bought such product over the internet. In top 5, there are also home appliances, electronics and digital media, books, automotive parts, travels, tickets, car rentals, so products that are bought not regularly, but rather on quarterly or monthly basis. On the other hand, foodstuffs are popular only among 10% of online buyers, so they are products bought on daily or at least weekly basis by everyone in the whole market. It shows that still the internet is a place for rare purchases when the price differences and comfort are the most relevant. However, when comparing those results with the survey from 2012, because it's our second edition, this is what you can see now, it is visible that all categories become more and more popular. It is also worth noticing that banking service in this survey meant opening an account or buying a product using the internet, not only using banking system on the internet. So that's why it's around 35%. When it will be, when those numbers would be with also using banking system, this is going to be almost doubled. It should be noted, though, that we have taken into account the share among people who ever purchase products belonging to the major retail products groups: grocery, clothing and footwear, cosmetics, DIY and furnishings, and consumer electronics. This share of the regular e-commerce customers is certainly lower. As for motivation for shopping on the internet, in general, reasons differ. The respondent can be divided into those who shop online on a regular basis and those who do it accidentally, tentatively, encouraged by promotion. The largest share of response referring to the attractive prices of products sold on the internet, it's 76% as you can see, is hardly surprising. Slightly less popular but still rather in line with the expectation was a large share of respondents pointing that when buying products, consumers looked for the lowest prices comparing various offers. Therefore, it appears that the attachment to a brand, a reputation, or simply confidence in a store where a given product is purchased are less important here than in the case of traditional shopping. At the same time, half of the respondents, it's exactly 47%, admit that when buying another product of a given category, they go back to the same internet store without looking for more attractive offers. Thus, it might be concluded that in the area of such a fast and easy information flow, internet stores can ensure loyalty also of online customers only through maintaining prices on a low acceptable level. Most of the respondents, it's 73%, shop online occasionally, not on a regular basis. This is the second line here. A relatively big group of e-consumers admits to using a shopping strategy enabling them to overcome the limitations resulting from the nature of shopping on the internet. They examine and try on products in brick-and-mortar stores to purchase them later on at lower prices in online stores, and this is 39% exactly. Every third respondent admitted that he or she regularly studied the offers of internet stores, auction, or group buying websites in the search for attractive, interesting offers. We also asked the respondents about motivation other than price for shopping online. Here, the most popular answer was the wide range of products, and this can be understood in two ways. First of all, considering the range of products as a number. Why? For example, large e-stores with clothing or footwear offer around 6,000 products. The larger ones even over 10,000 according to the data presented by online stores. Additionally, every product is available in several sizes and frequently in more than one piece. A brick-and-mortar store would have to take up huge space, which would be difficult to arrange in a transparent way, and e-stores make it possible to limit the searches for products to specific groups, manufacturers or brands, enabling the customers to focus on viewing only the part of offer interesting to them. And of course, in general, big shopping stores, big stores, should be located in good places, which are rather expensive, and the e-stores are rather located in some warehouses or close to warehouse area where the costs of running is simply less expensive. The second issue is the availability. So coming back to this product range, some products are simply rare and it is easier to find them on the internet in some specialty stores than even in big cities. It's especially visible when we take into example for oriental ingredients or other important or handcrafted goods, which can be achievable, for example, in one or two stores across Poland, and it would be very difficult to find them when traveling from town to town, and it's extremely easy to do it online. Okay, so we know how big the market is and the motivation of buyers, but where do they buy? Here we can see our estimates of market shares, and according to them, taking into account the sales value, the largest store is Eurocom PL, so this is the consumer electronic store, twice bigger than the next one, so eSky or Neo24 PL, or we just can simply add those market shares together in the next two players, and it will be the same as the Eurocomp here. The sales of the largest stores is achieved by all, this 6.5% is the market shares around internet stores only. So we just removed the platform part here. So this is the 66.5% from this around 45% of the market. The segment of the home appliances, electronic and digital media is one of the best developed ones. Out of the 15 largest online stores that you can see, it includes as many as 10 of those. The second position here was taken by the biggest representative of tourism, so SKPL, while the leaders of segment of books, music and film, so Empik and Merlin, were in exactly 10th and 12th places accordingly. On the list, there are no, you can't see there are no representatives of clothing and footwear, cosmetics, food, or DIY segments, as those stores are smaller. Now let's discuss a bit more about the segments. We as retail analysts in PMR focus on the five major segments of the retail market. The biggest one of the internet is home appliances, electronics and digital media. You can see that it accounts for 21% of the total market. This is one of the best developed markets of this type in Poland. This results primarily from two factors. It is the early entry of the largest retailers in this channel, at present having the largest e-commerce store in Poland, as it was mentioned, Eurocomp, for example, or Neo24. The second aspect is the considerable scale of sales by small companies and individuals which trade in products purchased in and bought from other countries where they are much cheaper. This leads to the popularity of e-commerce websites and especially Allegro. This segment was also successful in the last 2 years due to digitization of the TV signal, which made many consumers search for new TV sets or decoders. Furthermore, this segment is also fueled by fashion. So nowadays those trends are tablets and smartphones. Yet the forecasts for the market are not very optimistic, but it will still grow, but not in double-digit numbers as it was before. First of all, due to its size, as also lack of extra events which could make sales bigger in the next 2 or 3 years. Though still the segment is going to grow, and it will grow flourishingly. As to DIY, and we take into consideration also furniture, furnishings, so this is a big segment, and that's why this is the most diverse segment as regarded the product offer. In the coming years, its growth will be stimulated on the one hand by the lack of clearly marked presence of big players on the entire market of DIY products, furniture and interior furnishings. For example, we don't have IKEA, Easter, Castorama, or Obi stores. On the other hand, even in the event of big players' entry, the considerable width of the market will allow individual players to operate on it anyway without competing with other players. The online retail of clothing and footwear, so the third segment here, is now the most rapidly growing non-food market in terms of the number of stores launched by the non-brands. The forecast for the market values is very good because this results from two factors. First, the top 5 players on the entire clothing market, so LPP with the brands Reserve, Croctown House, Inditex with their brands Zara, Bershka, Stradivarius, Massimo Dutti, Oysho, Oedipo with Orsay and C&A, as well as the key players on the footwear market, so Deichmann and Ecco, have opened their own internet store in the last 2 years. This will significantly boost the value of the market, attracting new online customers, as the products of those brands used to be practically unavailable on the internet in the past. The other factor in the activity of independent players who expand the sales of their e-stores year by year through specializing in a specific product range and offer much broader than in the brick-and-mortar stores, as well as through brand building and marketing actions. With their blogs and fan page on Facebook being followed by very numerous consumers. It's worth noticing that the biggest stores, and which are in general independent, have even 300,000 followers on Facebook, so this is massive numbers. Out of the 4 non-food segments of the internet retail, cosmetics represent the segment growing most rapidly. Though in the internet there are no stores of major players, for example Rossmann, such good dynamics comes from several factors. First, for an average consumer, for an average consumer, the cosmetics available on the market are quite expensive, especially in the traditional sales. It's visible, for example, within perfumes, especially or another expensive products. While the internet in cosmetics and their use in Poland grows year by year, so this is important. Excuse me. Also, the large number of blogs, films, or internet forums presenting how to use cosmetics should be mentioned. This results in the increasing number both of users and of the cosmetics used. Moreover, consumers who have found information about cosmetics on the internet are more willing to purchase them online. So, in general, summing up this cosmetic segment, so the most important trends is the fact of those large number of blogs in the one hand, and secondly the price differences between the cosmetics that, and especially expensive cosmetics that can be bought in the standard brick-and-mortar stores, and those online, which is that this price differences is still very big. As to the sale of food on the internet, both in the online stores of the large chains, individual stores, and on the e-commerce platforms, are still at an early stage in their development. Even though in Poland the food segment is the largest retail market, online food segment remains one of the smallest segments, even though it grows dynamically. It also comes from the fact that more major retailers entered the market. Recently it was Tesco, who opened its store in 2012. Though still the leader on the market is Alma24, but it's worth mentioning that the results of these Alma24 e-stores are lower than an average annual turnover of one hypermarket in Poland, which is this hypermarket average is around 76 million zlotys. So it still shows that even the biggest players on the food market are very small compared to the total market, and I will refer to it later in the slides. The food sales in the internet is one of the most expensive due to the logistics, due to the special delivery costs. This segment, though this segment has the biggest potential in the future, as lack of time, comfort, and new technical novelties will push consumers towards these channels. At the end, I would like to present 4 strategies that seem to be winning till now on the internet. So the first example is the Euronet company, which runs 2 e-stores apart from more than 200 brick-and-mortar stores. We've got Eurocom.pl, which is a store which is linked to the chain and offers all the products available either in stores, warehouse, as also on order. Moreover, one of its attributes is the option of picking up products in stores even in an hour, as well as services. The second e-store that is run by Euronet is Ole Ole, which offers goods mainly available in the warehouse in order to deliver products as quickly as possible. Though Ole Ole, in compared to Aerocom, it has only 12 pickup points, which were opened last year, so this is rather novelty, and has no such a very varied offer of services. Those two stores have a different target audience, and this is the major difference. The first is targeted for the consumers who know the Euro brand and are willing to pay more because of additional services. The second is for those customers for whom the price is the most important. The difference also comes from one point. At very early stages of e-commerce development, when major consumer electronic chains opened their stores, e-stores, they launched them either under the brand name or some other name. The same brand made those e-stores difficult to have the same strategy with the chain. While the other name made the store unknown to customers and required more time to attract them, though it could offer lower prices. And that's why still we can see numerous stores which are linked to the biggest the biggest consumer electronic sellers, which are either branded stores or run as individual, let's say, stores with under other name. In Eurocom, it proved to be successful to have both of them, as Eurocompare is the biggest store according to our estimates, and Ole Ole in Poland, and Ole Ole is on the 8th position, so it's still a very, very good one. The next strategy that I would like to present is Tesco. This is an example of a company which tries to attract more customers to their stores, and especially hypermarkets, by opening an internet store. In the last few quarters, hypermarkets underwent major problems due to overall sales drop, as some of them become less attractive to customers who prefer other chains in general closer to home or in shopping areas, and these were the main issues. The internet store operated by hypermarkets seemed to be a very good opportunity for both. It increased sales for those hypermarkets as well as attracts new customers. Moreover, Tesco is not only offering its own transport, which is in general an expensive transport because it requires a special trucks with special places for fresh food, frozen food, so freezers, let's say. But it also is building its own pickup points around hypermarkets. Some of them offer even such a facility that all groceries can be picked up by the customer without getting off the car. And we see that in general in Europe, it's good, for example, to show those examples in France. This is more common to offer this kind of possibilities for customers who just during a drive to home, they just drive to hypermarkets and pick up ready to pick up groceries for them. Still, the biggest problem of most groceries is the offer of fresh and frozen food. That's why most of stores don't have their own offer all around Poland. This requires special means of transport, and in general, and this is the most costly. And some stores offers, for example, some part of the grocery stores offered everywhere through couriers. That's why Tesco, for example, who don't have this courier option and just aims on having as wide offer as possible. The aim is to cover 35 of poles within the area of internet stores till the end of the current year. The next example that I would like to show is the Ponprix. Is an international mail order house which commenced its operation in Poland in 1991. At present, it is part of Otto Versand, based in Hamburg, the biggest corporation of this type worldwide. Since the very beginning, the company's offer has been propagated through a widely distributed catalog. For several years, Bonprix has also been running an internet stores offering product indicated in the catalog as well as special products available only online. The Bonprix PL store is one of the leaders in the Megapanel survey, it is one of the leaders for many months, and I think maybe around 2 or 3 years even. I don't have exact data, so that's why. And in general, this is nowadays the biggest e-store in clothing and footwear segment according to our estimates. I wanted to give this example as here internet is becoming a new form of remote sales for this company. It started from catalog and telephones and now transferred to internet and e-commerce. This strategy seems to be very successful for the whole company, for Otto Group, as in the last financial year, which ended in 2013, about 57% of the group sales comes from e-commerce. Our last example is ePerfume PL, the biggest cosmetics e-store according to our estimates. It is not a Polish store as it is registered in the Czech Republic. The store is regional as it offers its product in Slovakia, Czech Republic, of course, Hungary, and of course this Polish ending, so also in Poland. This enables the store to have more consumers and still low cost of logistics. There are more such regional stores offering their products in Poland. This is an interesting strategy where the company does not have to focus either on the country or try to expand elsewhere, so internationally, but focus on selected countries, neighborhood countries, in order to limit costs and have a simple logistics system. Okay, thank you very much for this part of for the presentation and your attendance. We've got several questions now, so if you are still interested, please stay with us.